Hi, Claudine.
Hi.
Good morning. Good morning, almost afternoon. How are you
Good morning.
You're out in Virginia, correct?
I'm in Virginia, yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited to talk with you because
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I do see you come up in my news feed.
You do?
Yes, I do. And I do see Dream Girls Real Estate, correct?
Yes. And I have a new name now.
What is it?
Queen. I changed my name legally.
Oh, Queen Claudine.
Yes.
Yeah, I did see that. I
know, it's strange. People are like, why? I'm like, I'm just so tired of being called the wrong name. And I'm so tired of correcting people.
I just thought you just felt so extra fabulous.
Well, it's funny because people have been calling me that for so long now. I was like, well, since I had to kind of change, it was a long story by why I had to change my name anyway because of Social Security. Okay. So since I had to change my name anyway because I hadn't changed it, and when I went to Social Security and they told me I had to change it and they wouldn't accept my marriage certificate, I was like, you know what? Since I got to change it anyway, why not do something strange? Since they call me Queen Claudine anyway, I was like, I'm going to just change my first name to Queen.
I love that.
That's going to really trip some people up. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah,
okay, so let's talk about Virginia. What area are you in Virginia?
I'm in the coastal Virginia part. When you say Virginia, people think of DC, Maryland, all that area, like where the White House is. No, I'm in the coastal, like the beach.
Perfect.
Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, Norfolk, Suffolk, Portsmouth, that kind of area.
Okay, very nice. I love the beach. I wish I could live by the beach.
Yeah. I'm not so much into the beach though. So
no,
because I'm a Caribbean, so beach for me is more like blue sands, that kind of thing.
Well, anywhere in the U.S., well, the beaches will not compare when you start going overseas.
There's some secret spots. I'm not gonna tell you, but there are some.
We'll talk about that outside the video.
Yeah,
I'll take some notes.
There's some holes.
I love going to the beach, and once I started going overseas, coming back over here, I'm like, ooh.
Oh, there's some secret holes. There's some holes in the United States. I was shocked to find them. I was very, very shocked. But you can't be the Caribbean like St. John's, Jamaica, Bahamas, Aruba. There's some spots, but they have some in the United States. I found them. I was like, wow, I can't believe it. They're private. Let me tell you, white sands, blue waters. There are, shockingly so. But our problem is that we have ships and that dirties and pollutes the water.
Okay. We went to Turks and Caicos last year and I loved it. It was beautiful.
Yes.
And Antigua, we went to Antigua a few years ago, and that I loved because it wasn't as developed.
Yeah.
So it felt natural.
You gotta go to St. John's.
Okay. I'll make that on my list. Okay, so then what do you like about your area besides the beach? For someone else that may not be attracted to the beach, what could you tell us about your area?
I mean, I'm in Virginia mainly because I love the fact that we have an eclectic group of people. It's a military town, so you have different people coming in and out. It's great for our business. You have transient people in and out, and I'm a northerner, and so I get to meet different types of people all the time. So you just never know who you're going to meet because they're from everywhere. There's always new people coming in. Different types all the time. There's a ship, 3,000 people coming with 3,000 different families all the time. You never know who's going to land here.
It must be a very fast-paced market then.
Sort of, kind of, if you think about it. The minute they come, the next thing you know, guess what? Got to sell my house or got to be stationed somewhere else. So it's always moving, in my opinion.
Okay. So what is the market like as far as maybe like a medium price range?
I would say about 270.
270. Okay. Yeah. Could you give us an estimate on what the square footage might be like at that price range?
About 1,800 square feet.
Nice.
This is the one I love. This is my favorite of all favorites. Well, I don't even know if I'm going to stay here. I'm like, but you stayed there for 10 years. You stayed there you don't know if you're going to stay here, but you proved that you've already stayed there for 10 years. You could have not known if you were going to stay there for 10 years and paid into yourself for 10 years, right?
Build that equity.
I hear that from people who are working military. I don't know if I'm going to stay here. I'm like, you've been paying them rent for 10. I even meet people who have actually maybe for 20 years have been here and said, I don't know if I'm going to stay here. And they've rented for 20 years. That concept, I can't even get it like in their heads. Like, I don't even know what language, what could I say, what verbiage, what kind of ideologies, what kind of like beating down in the brain that would say, listen, sweetie, when you walk away from that rental property that you've been for 10 years, you might not even get your earnest deposit back.
Yep.
You might not even get that back at all. But you could at least possibly get back some equity in that home you own.
Yep. Definitely, for sure.
Or keep it and rent it.
Keep it and rent it. And you know, I held back from buying my first home for a long time because I'm from Texas. In the back of my head, I always planned to move. So I always thought, well, I'm not going to stay here that long. You know, I planned to move, so why am I going to buy something? And then what am I going to do when I move? You know, whatever. And then when I actually, you know, decided to make a move, I did it in 30 days. And I just set up everything to get it rented, you know? And then after the fact, I'm thinking, why did I waste so much time? I could have bought a house. I mean, honestly, I could have bought a house probably 5 years before I actually did. So for 5 years, I was paying somebody else's mortgage instead of building my own equity. And it just doesn't make any sense. And I guess everybody is different. Like, it takes a while for it to sink in, or maybe you just have to go through it to finally get it.
I don't know how we can get that message. I don't know where we can get that message, how young we can start that message, or where we can get that message out.
Right.
That you are paying a mortgage when you rent. You're just paying someone else's mortgage.
You're paying someone else's.
So we got to get the message out that we need to transfer the idea that you are paying. You just make the change in the theory in your mind. It's a mindset shift. Yeah. And I don't know how we get that message across.
Yeah. We need to start that kind of messaging. Maybe do a mastermind with some other ladies as well, and figure out a message that we can put together that will help people move from renting to buying. And then
I think it might start as a younger thing, because if it doesn't start with the parents, because what makes you go from, I live at my mom's house and my mom is an owner, to moving from ownership status to renting your first apartment? So the parents are doing this because they're like, yeah, my daughter's leaving the house and she's going to go rent an apartment. It has to be a parent thing.
Yeah.
If the parent goes, oh no, you're not leaving here and go rent nobody's house. It's gotta be. I would tell my kids, oh no, you're not renting nothing. I'm gonna make sure I buy for you, or you're gonna buy it, or we're gonna do it together. It must be a parental thing. It has to be, right? Because I talk to parents that go, oh, no, my kid's going to college. We're going to see if we can make sure they get something to buy, or I'm going to buy a kitty condo. You know, we got to make sure they understand. Because I have a parent that told me, she says, I'm going to get something so he can buy it, and then he can rent it to his college kids, so we can make sure that we get that money going. I hear that talk too. But a lot of people, I don't hear that. So that wealth knowledge, because leaving a legacy is not always money. It's sometimes knowledge.
Exactly.
But I hear what we're doing a lot of times, starting the generations over. You die and wealth starts over. We don't leave the legacy of wealth to the next generation. We're leaving no knowledge. Yeah.
Moving forward and growing forward.
Yeah. So I think when every generation dies, we start over instead of continue on, right? So it's not, I don't think that goes in their heads, just like credit and some of those other things are not being, we know the school's not teaching it, so the system is not teaching it. Because if it were, kids wouldn't automatically go to school and college and pick up credit cards and credit and debt, and we're not consumers right away. TV's not teaching us that we should get Fashion Nova and red bottoms, and because really and truly, we're consumers. We're taught to get debt. Go to school, get debt, pay debt off. Go to school, get mortgages, pay mortgages off. Real. I wrote a book. It's called How I Sold and Made Millions. And it's about building wealth. It's not about how many deals and how many numbers you could put on the board. You could do 20 million in sales all day. If you're not saving and investing it,
where's it going?
You're in tax debt and you got liens and you are in debt and your family's one commission check from broke, that's cute, but it's not helping anybody in society. That's just a detriment.
Especially when they start digging into numbers, they talk about numbers, and then maybe somebody's producing so much, but what are they really walking away with? How much are they netting? How much are they keeping? How much are they investing? How much are they building that?
That's correct. And also, what are you giving back? Because if you're making money, you're not investing back in communities, and you're not helping bring up generations of people. And that's the thing that I'm changing, because I don't talk about real estate as a business and how much money I'm making now. I'm talking about how much am I producing that's creating wealth, and how much I'm giving back. So I have a charity that's helping women, single parents, and how they can help build generational wealth for their families. After a while, it doesn't become about you. It becomes about what you can give back into communities. Because if I'm doing it, I want other people to do it. Because it's nothing good if I'm doing it for myself, but other people aren't benefiting. It just becomes bigger after a while. And so that's one of the things that I decided to share with other real estate agents, because I keep seeing all this rah-rah about people on stage making numbers. And I'm like, after a while, it becomes mundane. It's just like, okay, so what does that mean anymore? Like, okay, am I inspired by that? You made 20 million, you made 50 million, you made 30 million, okay. It just becomes boring. Like, what does it mean? And then you start pulling back the layers. It absolutely means nothing. It just doesn't. You have to start understanding what all that means and why are we doing this? Is it just going out here and killing the streets? When you finish that last deal, where are you? Have you building wealth? Do you have an estate plan? Are you going to pass this business down? What does it mean to the community? What is your impact? Those start to become important.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that you brought that up.
Yeah.
And it's true. And I agree with you. And I feel like, so I'm 36 now, and I feel like I am getting into that mindset now. You know, like I'm thinking of a bigger picture. Not just for myself, for my daughter, but even like anyone I come in contact with, or even somebody that is in my neighborhood or outside my neighborhood. Like, how can we make a difference and a bigger impact versus like how much, like you said, how many units can I sell? How much volume can I sell?
Right. Well, if you broke a leg tomorrow, what happens? What
are you gonna do?
Did anybody ever talk to you about long-term care? There's a whole picture. We're human.
Well, look at where we're at now in New York City. We've been on pause for how many months now? Like, they have cut us off in so many ways that a lot of business has gone on standstill to a certain extent.
That's right. The PPP is not covering you forever. The EIDL is a loan. So you can't live on stuff like that. There's no contingency plan to do all that. So it's really cool to have those. We
should definitely put something together on that.
Yeah.
That's really we can start working on that. We're running short on time, so I'm kind of sad. Okay. But I mean, we can move forward. We'll stay in touch, and we'll work on a plan for that as well. I think that would be great.
And there's a chart that we can put together showing side by side how much you make and how much you save in S Corp versus regular. And it shows real estate agents how they can make money when you're self-employed. And it really is great. And you can have an accountant also come on the show to show how the benefits and the of that. And I've been doing that for years. And thank God I have a good accountant that helps me show the benefits and we need to get better in our business. And my book talks about setting yourself up as a business. Real estate agents are just wilding out doing things and not becoming real businesses.
What was the name of the book again?
It's called The Making of a Dream Girl, How I Sold and Made Millions in Real Estate. And it really helps people who go into real estate on how to actually be a real estate business and not conduct yourself as a real estate agent. Because if you conduct yourself as a real estate business, you'll be more productive as a real estate company and not act as a single agent. And that's why most people who go into real estate fail, because they don't realize they're a business and not just an agent. And we're doing a lot of minuscule tasks and a lot of administrative stuff. And if you did things the way a business did it, you'd be more functional versus as just running out here chasing transactions. And that's one of the things I want people to stop doing, and they can be more productive in a business. So
I love that. I love that. I appreciate your time.
Thank
Claudine,
you.
Queen Claudine.
That's it. The court has spoken.
let's work on that. Let's work on the rent to buy. Let's create a message for that. Let's work on building stronger businesses for real estate agents, things like that. And we'll just go from here.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for having me. Anytime.
Have a good day. We'll be in touch.
You do the same. Thank you.
All right. Bye.